Hey, shalom to you brothers out there, shalom. And all praises to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Israel. Salutations to the 1/3 and the 144. All right, the 1/3, the believing body, and the 144, the governing body that's predestined to make it on the second go around. I say shalom to y'all. So pretty much right now it's 1:18 a.m. I woke up pretty early this morning, and I pretty much just wanted to do a couple of video and make a couple points on this particular video, going into the new covenant, because I've been seeing a whole lot of videos being done in the new covenant, and I'm excited, man, because with these videos being done, what's happening is, there are more brothers coming out of these camps, there are more brothers exiting out of these camps, and all that's doing this is just building up. As brothers are exiting out of these camps, the faith and the discipline and the confidence of the disciples and of the church is just getting stronger and stronger, so much to the point that guys can't do anything about it. They can't refute it. They can't do anything about it. All they can do at this point is stand up for the truth. And what the truth is doing is making brothers free, man, in their mind, in their conscience, away from dead works into the belief of the Lamb, into the belief of the Messiah, man. You see what I'm saying? And so this is a beautiful thing that's happening. You see what I'm saying? Now the majority of guys out there that are in these camps, they're not going to get right because because a lot of these guys are the same multitude that said, "Let His blood be upon us." Now, with them not getting right, we understand that's how the Gentiles are able to make it. We understand that's how the Gentiles are able to come in. We understand that's how the Gentiles are able to be accepted, because the first fruits that this belongs to, that the covenant belongs to, pertains to, without them accepting what really belongs to them, that allows way for the Gentiles to come in. So we understand this is all an intricate part of the story. We understand every person is playing a role, whether they're accepting the truth or they're denying the truth. Now, the point that I wanted to make is the Lord, He always says standards, He always says boundaries, right? We've seen that example with Joshua when the Lord said, "Whoever's on my side, let them stand over here." And the people that were with Joshua got saved while the rest of the people got destroyed. We've seen this time and time again, how the Lord would set standards among His people to see who was really on His side, right? And those that would not believe ultimately ended up being destroyed in horrible and horrific ways, man. And so, excuse me, when we think about the Messiah, we can see how the Lord, He drew the line the last time. This is the last straw right here. The Messiah is the last straw. The Son of God is the last straw. The one y'all call Hamashiach or Christ, He's the last straw. So this is how you know how wicked the Pharisees were, because they didn't believe. Even though they seen the signs, even though they seen the wonders, even though they said all this crap, they still didn't believe, man. And so the Lord, He drew that line the last time. And the pecking order has already begun between those that believe and between those that don't believe, man. And those that don't believe, guess what? The Lord didn't want you to believe. The Lord didn't want you to come over here. The Lord didn't want you to come into His rest. Because ultimately, when you come into the new covenant, you're coming to that rest. You're coming to that safe place. You're coming to that place where it's really all about your faith now. And then through your faith, you show that by what? By glorifying the Most High, utilizing the talents you've been given. Whatever talents you've been given, whatever part of the body you've been given. But it's all through that faith now, understanding you've already been justified by your belief in Him. You see what I'm saying? So the Lord, he made that line. So pretty much what I wanted to do Let me go over here real quick to Hebrews chapter 10. And I'm just going to read verse 19. I'm just going to read now. This is a new and living way. Because we're living in a new way, a new covenant. We're living in a totally new way. It's a way of life. It's a way of the spirit. You see what I'm saying? We're living in the spirit now. We're living after his example now. What is his example? Loving him with all our power, mind, and strength, and loving our neighbors as we love ourselves. That's literally it. You know, if you keep those 2 commandments, you do well. That's the final 2 or greatest commandments, man. Followed by the 10 commandments. So let me just read this real quick. This is Hebrews chapter 10 and verse 19. Having therefore, brethren, boldness to enter into the holiest by the blood of the Messiah, by a new and living way which he has consecrated for us to the veil, that is to say, his flesh. So we're living by the blood now. The blood is speaking to us. By us believing, we're living through him. You see, we're not living through ourselves anymore. Meaning what? It's not through our works. It's not through the offerings that the Levitical priests offer. No, it's simply by believing in his blood. Because his blood saves. How can the Lord actually reconcile people? Through the blood. Blood must be spilled for the Lord to actually do that. So if you think about it, right? All them beasts and all them animals that the Levitical priests were killing, that was nothing, man. That was nothing. That's why the Lord said, without me, this all bow down to the slaughter, man, because without him, you can't do anything. Pretty much at this point, he's the bottom line. The line has been drawn. Without the Lord, you can't do anything. Your own self cannot save you. Your own leaders can't save you. Your own pastors can't save you. Nobody can save you, no matter how much you trust in him. That's why the Lord said you got to trust in him. Believe in him. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. That's who you have to trust in, man. And having a high priest over the house of God. Let us draw near with a true heart and full assurance of faith, having our hearts sprinkled from an evil conscience and our bodies washed with pure water. So what the new covenant does is sprinkles your heart from an evil conscience. You see? Now the body is still the body, and Paul talks about it. He said, "It is no more I that do it, but sin that lies in me." So when it comes to the body, you're gonna do certain things, but that's where the blood covers. You know, the things that you fuck up on, you ask for forgiveness through the blood, and the Lord, he forgives you, man. That's why the blood is so important, because he has the power to forgive now. He's been given that power to forgive. By the Lord going up on the cross, he's been given that power to give life, to forgive. Through him only. Okay, he had to be the ultimate sacrifice to do it, man. Let us draw near for true heart and full assurance of faith, having our hearts sprinkled from an evil conscience and our bodies washed with pure water. Let us hold fast the profession of our faith without wavering, for he is faithful that promise. Let us consider one another to provoke unto love and to good works. I thought somebody was coming. Not forsaking the assembly of ourselves together as the manner of some is, but exhorting one another, and so much the more as you see the day approaching. Right, that's why we do these videos. That's why we congregate. For if we sin willfully, now check this out. For if we sin willfully after that we have received the knowledge of the truth, there remaineth no more sacrifice for sin. So it's all done. After the Lord went up on the cross, after he said it was finished, that was it. So after that, there was no more. There was nobody else coming down to save you from your sins. There was no more sacrifice that needed to be done. The Lord, he was the ultimate sacrifice, man. It says, but a certain fearful looking of judgment and a fear of indignation which should devour the adversaries. He that despised Moses' law died without mercy under 2 or 3 witnesses. And Moses, he was the law. Meaning what? If he did anything wicked, you would die automatically. We know the guy that was picking up sticks on the Sabbath. We got all these examples, right? Even the Israelite that didn't make it into the promised land in the wilderness. You see? Of how much more sore punishment suppose ye, so he be thought worthy, who has trodden underfoot the Son of God, and has counted the blood of the covenant, wherewith he was sanctified an unholy thing, and has done despite unto the Spirit of grace. For we know him that has said, vengeance belongeth unto me, I will recompense, says the Lord. And again, the Lord should judge his people. It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living God, right? But call to remembrance the former days in which you were illuminated, you endured a great fight of afflictions, right? Because when you come into this truth and you become illuminated to the truth, you are going to fight a great fight of affliction. Paul went through the same thing. Peter went through the same thing. All right? Partially while you were made a gazing stock, both by reproaches and affliction, and partially while you became companions of them that were so used. For you had compassion of me and my bonds, and took joyfully the spoiling of your goods, knowing in yourself that you have in heaven a better and an enduring substance. Cast not away therefore your confidence, which has great recompense of reward. For you have need of patience, that after you have done the will of the Most High, you might receive the promise. And what is that promise? Who does the promise belong to? The Jews. The promise was everlasting life, man. That's a promise to the new covenant, everlasting life. Meaning you never get to die again. All right? We're changing to his glory, from glory to glory. So we're living through him now, through the Spirit, through his blood. For yet a little while, and he that shall come will come and will not tarry. Now the just shall live by faith, but if any man draw back, my soul shall have no pleasure in him. Right, so by this truth being spoken and this truth being preached, and guys not accepting it, that they're drawing back. They're drawing back unto the law. They're drawing back unto Moses. You're drawing back unto all these things that Moses told you not to do. Because even Moses told you there was going to be a prophet that's going to come after him and hear what you have to hear, nigga. So what the fuck is wrong with you guys, man? What the fuck is wrong with you guys after denying the new covenant, bro? You see? But see, that's how you know the Spirit is real. That's how you know everything that the Lord said was going to happen was exactly what happened. That's how we know the Gentiles can come in. That's how we know not all Israelites look like Wesley Snipes, yo. Because we can see it being proven right in front of our face, man. These guys don't want to get right. Hold on, let me light my black and brown real quick. These guys don't want to get right. Hold on. Give me a second. There we go. That's better. All right. So it says, let me keep on going. Now the just shall live by faith, but if any man draw back, my soul shall have no pleasure in him. But we are not of them who draw back unto perdition, meaning destruction. Right? Because if you deny the new covenant, you draw back to destruction. Because there's no safety net. There's nothing that can save you. Moses can't save you, because even himself, he couldn't make it to the promised land, man. For what? Because he represented the law. That's why, man. The law was our schoolmaster to bring us unto the Lord, man. That's why we couldn't see past the veil. We couldn't see past the law when Moses had the veil over his face, but we can see clearly in the new covenant. And like the saying goes, I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. We can see pretty clearly, man. It says, but we are not of them who draw back into perdition, but of them that believe to the saving of the soul. So we're not of them. We're not of these guys, Tahar, Gabar, GMS. I heard that IUIC was teaching the new covenant. Wow. Well, that's good. You guys better hop online and better start teaching it. And like I said, man, it's only it's the ones that were teaching it are meant to teach it, man, because everybody's back. Not everybody's gonna be a disciple. You gotta have Pharisees. You gotta have these guys, right, for the scriptures to be fulfilled. But anyways, with that, man, that's gonna be the whole lesson. I just wanted to do this. The Lord, he drew the line with the last time via his son. And that's why you don't want to deny the son, man. You don't want to do. You don't want to deny the lamb. Hey, with that, shalom.